Hey everyone, this is Susan coming to you from Extraordinary Life by Design. I wanted to take a few minutes this afternoon and just chat to you about a subject that's been weighing heavy on me, and that is self-respect. See, the issue that I'm having is, as a child, I was taught to respect others. I was taught that whatever you give in life is what you get. I was taught to be kind, to be loving, to be caring, and always think of others. And that is all forms of respect. But what I wasn't taught was self-respect. And when I talk about self-respect, it's a big question we all have to ask ourselves. We have to stop. We have to look in the mirror at ourselves and ask, are we respecting ourselves? For one thing, we were never taught. So now we have to figure out if we're actually respecting ourselves in our day-to-day life. Now, when I talk about self-respect, it actually goes into your standards. Okay, so it's what you're willing to accept. So see, as a child, I was taught that whatever I gave in life, I would get. You know, we keep telling people this, so guess what? Then we start having expectations that can't even be filled. But I believe what we accept in life is what we get. So now the question is, are you respecting yourself enough in life with your standards to make yourself happy, or are you settling? Are you settling for life the way it is? Are you waiting? Is there a waiting game? Are you waiting for the magical moment to happen that everything's going to change? Are you waiting on unfulfilled promises? Okay, look, we all deal with this stuff. We deal with it with our jobs, with our finances, with our relationships. Life is difficult. It's not easy. But you have to ask yourself the question, am I doing everything possible in my life to make me happy? Am I not depending on what I'm giving to get what I'm getting? Or is my standards high enough to respect myself to live the best possible life that I can live? See, I have struggled with finances before. I've struggled with relationships. I have struggled with jobs and trying to find that spot where I'm going to be fulfilled in life. But it all comes down to self-respect and what you're willing to accept. Now, I made a life change a few months back to go full-time into this online internet marketing because I was so fed up with the corporate rat race. And that was one of the best things I could do, is clear my mind. And I keep expanding and thinking about my life and in general, you know, and what I accept, what I do. Look, I'm not asking for life to come flowing at me in abundance. I'm not giving so I can get back, but I have to learn to remove that equation out of my life, because as a child I was brought up that whatever you give, you get. But it's not true. It's what you accept in life is what you get. If you allow to be a doormat, guess what? Are you respecting yourself because you're allowing the person to treat you that way? If you don't confront the issues that you have in life, how can they change? It's important, because if you don't confront it, they're going to continue to do it because it's not a problem. It's not an issue. And life, they say, grab it by the horns. And how many of us are doing that? Are we settling? So let me ask you this question. How many times have you had a life situation like I'm talking about, and you've Googled it on the internet to find your answer? Well, I think you already have your answer if you're having to Google it. And I've been there, I've done it, you know. And I think we're battling our mind and our heart to come up with a loophole or a conclusion to give us that excuse to wait a little bit longer. Because even though life's not happy, it's a normal, it's a comfort, because there's no surprise attack happening. See, we don't know what our future holds when we make that move to change it. But what could be on the other side could be 10 times better than what you have now. But the thing is, if you set your standards at accepting what you're having and waiting, you're not respecting yourself. You deserve better. You are worthy of more. So what is it that you want out of life? I say grab the horns and go for it. I say respect yourself. Don't be a doormat. I say set the boundaries that need to be set. I say live the most extraordinary life that you can live. I say quit being fearful and go for it. I say to my own self, take your own advice. See, it's easy to give advice. It's easy to relate to somebody, but it is much harder to look in your mirror and say, take your own advice, and are you respecting yourself? What are your standards? Don't lower your standards. Don't lower them to make somebody else happy. Don't lower them to make somebody else not have to deal with the issue. Don't lower your standards to not hurt somebody else's feelings, because you're not doing yourself justice and you're not being the best version of you. Anyways, I think I've been on my soapbox long enough today, but if you want to know what I've done and some of the steps that I'm taking in my life to gain my self-respect and learn self-respect for myself, hey, shoot me a comment below. We'll connect. If you want to hear about the opportunity that I'm doing to help me live a better life, a different type of, it's a opportunity. It's not a career. It's not in the corporate world. I'm trying to figure out the right words. It's an online business. It gives me a lot of freedom and flexibility. If you're interested in something like that, I can help you with that too. Try to get that going so you can walk away from the nonsense and unfulfilled promises that so many companies give you. And if you're just fearful in life and need somebody to shout out to and talk to, reach out to me. Anyways, I hope you guys have a really great day. I want you to live the most extraordinary life that you can live, but we have to create it ourselves. Nobody's going to create it for us. We have to go out there and get it. Anyways, everyone, have a great afternoon.